Hey everybody, I am Mr. Cognetti and welcome to first grade math. I'm going to be your math teacher when we're doing videos online. And we're going to start right off with a little bit of a warm up to get our brain going and our mind working in the math way so that we're warmed up and ready to go. And then we're going to start our first lesson introducing number bonds. So you guys are going to learn what number bonds are. You might have already heard of them. You might have done some work with them before. But we're going to go back and we're going to recap the different parts of a number bond, why we use a number bond, and what they help us with, okay? So to start off, we're gonna start with our warm-up, and that's gonna be a math finger flash. That's what we're gonna call it, okay? So I'm gonna show you a number of fingers. I'm gonna hold up a number of fingers, give you guys a couple seconds to look at them, and then I'm gonna take the fingers down, and then I'm gonna ask you to tell me how many fingers I had up, okay? So the number can be anywhere from 1 all the way to 10 because we have 10 fingers, right? Okay, so for an example, let me show you one real quick. If I were to hold up this finger and then put it down, give you a couple seconds to think, then I'd say, how many fingers did I have up? And you would say, oh, I know, that's 1. You had 1 finger up. And I would say, great job, you're correct. Okay, so it's gonna go just like that. So get ready. I'm gonna show you a couple fingers. Ready? Think about it. How many fingers did I have up? I had 1, 2, 3 fingers. Okay, so if you said 3, great job. If you didn't get that correct, that's okay. Just pay attention to this next one. You'll have another shot. Okay, ready? Here's our next one. Take it away. Think about it. Okay, how many fingers did I have up? I hope you said 2. 1, 2. All right, so there were 2 fingers. All right, here's our next one. Ready? A couple more. How many fingers did I have up that time? Think about it. Think about it. Okay, let me hear it. Well, how many? 5. I had all the fingers up on this one hand, and we have 5 fingers on each hand, so I must have had 5 fingers up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, ready? Here comes the next one. Think about it. All right, let me hear it. How many did we have? We had 6 fingers up. 6. Because we know we had 5. I had all the fingers up on this hand. So that's 5. Then I had 1 more finger up. So if I count 1 more number past 5, I'm going to put 5 in my head. 5, 6. 6 is the next number. We must have had 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. There's our warm-up. We started with a little bit of counting. We're in the math mode now. So let's start with number bonds. Oop, dropped my marker. Now, today I really want to focus on the parts of a number bond, okay? Or these different sections and what they mean. This is what a number bond looks like. You usually have 1 big circle on the top, 2 lines going down that go to 2 other circles, okay? So to make a number bond, you need 3 circles, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 lines connecting the top circle to the bottom one. Now we might see this a different angle, but this is what it's gonna look like most of the time to start out, okay? Now this top part up here, this is our hole. Say that word with me. Ready? Hole. I'm going to write that out. Now this is our big number. This is what we have all together when we're looking at a math problem. Okay, so we have our whole here. If you have the whole amount of cookies, you have all the cookies, and I don't have any. Okay, so if you have the whole, if we know the whole, we know all the numbers that are in this math problem. Then we have 2 parts down here. Now, it's funny that I just said it that way because they are called parts. Say that with me. Parts. We have 2 of them. So you only have to remember 2 different words. One is whole, and then we have part and part. Okay? And that's spelled like this. So we have our whole and our part and our part. Okay, ready? What's this top part here? or what's the top section? Say it with me. Whole. And then down here we have a part, and over here another part. Okay, so we have a whole, a part, and a part. There's 3 different sections to a number bond. Now, when we have numbers in here, part plus part is going to equal whole. So that's why I put this little plus sign in here, because we're working with addition, which is adding or plussing, okay? The mathematical term is addition. So we have part plus part equals whole. Say that with me. Part plus part equals whole. Say it again. Part plus part equals whole. Okay? We gotta remember that phrase, because we're gonna be saying that a lot all year. Part plus part equals whole. Okay? So, I'm gonna walk through an example. So you might be thinking, Mr. Cognetti, I'm a little confused right now. That's okay, because we're learning. I'm gonna walk us through a problem so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. So if we have a whole of 5, so we have 5 cookies. All together we have 5. You and me, between the two of us, we have 5 cookies, okay? But now I want to take that group of 5 and break it up into 2 groups so that you get some cookies and so that I get some cookies, because I love cookies, okay? So if we have 5, now I'm going to draw a picture out right next to it, okay? You don't have to do any of this. I want you to pay attention right now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are all the cookies we have. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 cookies. Now, like I said earlier, I want to split those into 2 groups so that you get some and so that I get some. All right? Now, can we split 5 up into a couple different ways, or is there only one way to split it up? There's a couple different ways. There's more than just one way. Now, say I'm being super nice, and I'm going to give you 4 cookies, okay? So I'm going to put a box around them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the 4 cookies I'm going to give you. Now that becomes one of our parts, okay? Because remember, part plus part equals whole. Part plus part equals whole, okay? So if 4 is one of our parts, I'm going to come down here and write the number 4 in. That's easy, right? We circled 4 up here because that's what we chose to split up. We decided to take 4 away from those 5. And we write that here, the number 4. Now, what goes in here, the second part, is what we have left after we've taken some away from the 5. So if all of this was my 5 cookies, and I took 4 of them and moved them down here, I'll actually do that. Ready? I'm going to erase them. I'm going to erase those 4 and move them down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 cookies down here. How many cookies do I have left? How many do I have left that I get? You get the 4. How many do I get if you get 4? I get 1. We only have 1 left. So I write 1 in my number bond. Pretty simple, right? Now, remember, part plus part equals whole. If I were to do part plus part and read it the way with the numbers that we have in the number bond, I'd read it 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Does 4 plus 1 equal 5? That's what we have to check to make sure if we're right, okay? So everybody hold 4 fingers up on one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should have almost all your fingers up. Now we need to add this 1 more to see if we get 5. So everybody put your thumb up. That's 1 more cookie. So that's 4 plus 1. Do we have 5 cookies or 5 fingers up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. We got 5. So part plus part equals whole. To write that as a complete number sentence or a true number sentence, we'd write 4 plus 1 equals, that's an equal sign, 5. 4 plus 1 equals 5. We just tested that with our fingers. We know we're correct. Part plus part equals whole. Part plus part equals whole. And that's our number bond. Okay? So that was our practice. That was our introduction to number bonds. We're going to be doing a lot more work with them. So if you don't have part plus part equals whole in your head yet, I promise you, you will. Do not worry. For your exit ticket, I'm going to ask you the different parts or the different sections of a number bond, okay? So I'm going to ask you to draw your own number bond, and then you're going to write out what the sections mean. So I'm going to do exactly what I want you to do right now, and then you're going to do it your own, or do it on your own, and then you're going to show me, okay? So give me a second, let me erase my board. All right, so this is what your page is going to look like when you're starting. It's going to be blank, okay? And I'm going to say, in my directions, I'm going to say something like, please draw your own number bond and label the sections of it, okay? So to draw our own number bond, you're going to start with a circle at the top, a circle on the bottom left, and a circle on the bottom right. Now you got to make sure that when we're drawing these, we're drawing the circles a pretty good size because we got to write numbers inside of the circle. Now I'm not done yet. I need to connect the top to the bottom left, and I need to connect the top circle to the bottom right. Okay, so it kind of looks like a triangle. All right? Now that's the first step. So I'm going to say I want you to draw me a number bond and then label the parts, okay? The top part, I know, is when we have, that's the big number. That's what we have all together. It's called the whole, okay? So that is spelled W-H-O-L-E. That is our whole. Okay, so when we have our whole, it goes at the top. That is the biggest number. And when we split our part up, or split our whole up, I'm sorry, I said the wrong word. When we split our whole up, we split it into our two parts. So we have part 1, P-A-R-T, 1. And then we have part 2. Okay, and I will supply you guys a word bank so that you know how to spell part and whole. Those are the only two words you'll need to know because there are two parts and one whole. Okay? So on top we have our whole, and our bottom we have part 1 and part 2. And part plus part equals whole. Say that with me one more time. Part plus part equals whole. Good job. Okay? So that's what will be on your exit ticket. Your page will look